Choosing a kayak, basically, it can be easy and it can be hard. It depends on what you want to fish. You have to decide. Are you going to be fishing, off the shore or off the beaches where the water's a little bit more rough? You have surf. Are you going to be fishing deeper water, reefs? Or are you going to be fishing the flats? So all that right there, it has to be, put together in your thoughts before you actually choose a kayak. For this seminar, we'll talk about Tampa Bay. Let's just talk about inshore fishing in the bay itself. In choosing a kayak, I have 12.5-foot kayaks. That's perfectly fine. The speed, some people talk about, oh, I got to go fast and speed. You don't really have to. You got to pay attention to what you're doing and look at what you're doing. Some people like to travel far. So the longer the kayak, the faster it's going to go. The wider the kayak, they say the worse it's going to track. Okay. So what you want to do is kind of decide by going to places like Canoe Country Outfitters in St. Pete or Bill Jackson's, where you can actually do kayak demos, and that will help you decide. But here in the Bay, no more than 12.5 feet, 14-foot max is all you need. As far as being stable, that's something up to you. Everybody weighs, has a different weight, different body shape, so it all depends. He has a Tarpon 120. That's a great kayak. It's a 12-foot kayak. It's a wonderful kayak. But I myself, I'm a bigger guy, and I actually flipped one twice. So just trying to reach over, so it didn't work out for me. But it's a good kayak. I use Diablo Paddle Sports, the Adios. It's 35 inches wide, 12.5 feet long. It's actually a hybrid of a paddleboard and a kayak. So the stability is unbelievable, and the tracking is unbelievable as well. People think, oh, because it's 35 inches wide, that it's going to track bad and you're going to be turning. Oh, no, it doesn't. And it's actually, the speed is actually pretty good. But that's what I use. But we won't get into that. I won't talk about the sponsors or anything. But so when you decide what type of water you're going to fish, like in here in the bay, that will help you decide in your kayak. And like I said, I emphasize to people, when you choose one, go to Bill Jackson's or go to Canoe Country or a place like that, just so you can demo it before you make your choice and you buy one. Because for what they cost, they're fairly inexpensive compared to a boat, but they can run over $1,000, and no one wants to spend $1,000 without really thinking about it. Make sure it's the right selection. The other thing is color. I have people, believe it or not, people ask me, what color should I get? Is color important? Well, it is and it isn't. It's very important in safety. Okay, if you have a bright yellow kayak or a bright red or bright orange, boats can see you. So it's a good idea if you're going to be fishing in places like Dunedin Causeway, where it's known to have a lot of boat traffic. He knows a lot of boat traffic and a lot of jet skis and whatnot. That will help. That will help big time for everything else to see you, for everybody else to see you. Bad choices to stay away from are like the khaki or tan colors, or maybe like the olive drab green colors, which, yeah, I got one too, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But I have mine. I love it because I go up against the mangroves, and then they can't see you. So they're like, what is that? Is that somebody over there? No, just keep going. But if you're going to be in the open flats, I advise for you to get colors, brighter colors. It's safe, especially if you're just starting off with the kayak fishing. But really, it doesn't matter. The fish don't see it. People may say, oh, well, I want my camouflage, or which is actually, camouflage is a bad choice. If you're going to be out in the bay and near where there's going to be a lot of boats, you don't want camouflage. But yeah, the color doesn't really matter. You're in shallow water. You're really not going to pass. Most of the time, you're not going to be passing over fish. So the color doesn't really matter. The fish will be in front of you or around you. So that goes on that as far as selection of a kayak.